This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Akwaba, okay, say Captain Smart aye editorial be about VALCO. I will say Mahama buying I say or beton VALCO na nesase no NDC phobia shall say you travel VALCO nsase ne ton can tell us anyamba or say nyampa so mo feed the Captain Smart and some no they are just using Captain Smart keke. Enya no credit that sa ban yes ade no you see enya grant nso de enya loan na o ma chensika abrofo bia chensika o ha ne a chensika sa sika mudu ne ye sika ye charge yes akwa sika si hawo ye ntu ade but obefa kwan bi so no so beje se sika no abrofo ne sa yes o mo ko interchange wo yi your friend is 37 roundabout one area mo na easy traffic we no sin change so yes affordable what's my busy how BT kept a Kevin.
Composure is there, the discipline is there, and you can see say she knows what she's doing. And anything I make her say, if there's any position above CID boss, I think this woman in this short period will prove her to Ghana for say if she's given the room to work and she's given the chance to move up, she can do better. In fact, since it's obey CID boss, me who say obi etumia sorry I can say our CID department and our investigations way ya any basa. And that is one hallmarker, one integrity marker. This woman, as we speak, ekuta. The composure is there, the professionalism is there, the consistency is there. Let us support her. In fact, once in a while, you about your exceptional. It is a nano pokwajiman. Once in a while, you about your exceptional. Basic hospitals, Lodina. Once in a while, you about your exceptional. It is a J. Kufoire. May his soul rest in peace. Once in a while, you about your exceptional. It is a Kuredu Ajman Rollins. Once in a while, you police officer or your bar or your exceptional. It is a Lydia Donko. And we should not underestimate the work she's doing. And over Ghana, people now believe or trust the police again because they know, say, the investigations will be done. If there's anything above this, we're looking at something above where she is now. In fact, a very, very important, and this is a conversation we will have in the future. We are looking at everybody, we are assessing people and people's work and extra where they have to be. Nti obanyansa for yebunibe. Wenya eyo Faustina, mokai Faustina. When was the last time I would say Ekufuwa the Faustina? CID ya no he Faustina ejewa. Edine yes ye din. Faustina ejewa. Otumi chide nim na tissue no the chide na tissue na tete. Faustina. Otumi the bomb. Won sa pons no. Otumi the bomb popo na pons ne kasa. Otumi the tissue bo ponsum na odi afene na pons kasa pons. Uni pons. Faustina. Ojari wie answer na won free fie medu no. Ono odi eyi kakra. Pokre kakra. Na odi eye sunshine. Answer na odi eye Latvia eye de moon. Answer na odi white eye de white star. Odi amexi na odi adua omo adua bi omo di nkufo omo chi. Na odi abom kum. Na odi afane chi. Odi srane chi. Answer na oba office. Faustina, what is the Faustina press conference da? The Bernard is a Faustina press conference. Or would you tin. It's need them corner. And son would generate the into my friend at the yum or the China do for so at a chess in the poor. And son when you about the activator of an trim, Eddie Ducati so amanane. And sana or the incumbent table so in the night Benkumuno. Eddie see a conyan sasso. And sana what for what they are finding some. Ade afane nanko kromotia be sida hem ama ne hwan ansa na oba satani abu okum satani investigations ne awie kan yabo a otumi no petition odi bibia cause right petition kan yabo a wetwa bi odi ne tim kochi an robbers na odi oma ba efie odi oma ba police station na odi etuo na bullet gum na kogu ne office wo journalists for Obama say, CID boss, what should we do? So go into the room, the guns are there, go and take picture. No, be koloko you told no bo tribute to her. Sanko for in our cantata for way, Tiwa the Dankwa. corrupt police officer. Corrupt una es onyamu. Bibi basa on kanu kre obi enkwara ayira eya takra the girls omira or say I she keep on keeping on ye kobusa na sa time no oni evidence and so no come yema yakase be ka bibi ma yemu to yem. All these comedians came. This woman is showing say Sanya won kofo on betuma ye adwuma no. Nti let's keep an eye on her. I think she's doing a marvelous job. It's very, very important. Nidin Ede Lydia Donko. She's really working hard and I really appreciate Ejuma Oye. Let's all at least sometimes the international musa baby near war any baby a one day you could see the difference. And I say if there's any position above CID in the future, let us look at this woman very well. Very, very important. Finance Minister signs 12.83 million grant agreement with AFDB to support feasibility studies for proposed interchange at 37 military hospital, 4 modern market, and 3 agro-industrial zones. Now, you see, Finance Minister Mr. Atoforsen and the on the Chinese for I then assign a year grant agreement. Sebio we are Ghana now Shamia. Eka granta a sika omodi acheye enya besia yenkutia ho nsihu bia. Enti ende Finance Minister yenya $12.83 million AFDB for ededemaye sa sika we omo se yemfa enya feasibility studies na yahwese yebetumi asi den interchange ewo 37 military hospital area ho na yasasi market bi any industrial zones agro industrial zones in sa sika we enya loan sika AFDB for the ache Ghana monje na momfanya den overhead monje na momfanya den momfa NC edwa monje na momfa den agro den industrial zones. Inti these are some of the things that aban papa ba omoye we inko foriata rekoje yanko bedi no aka kire so oh monje quotation nko kan because mojimi se sia de ni oforiata system no mu biom ekufo de jimi ko obeja akoto wi anom. This is a government it's looking at how to at least save us. Besiano se ebe besia e was say critical for a very special reason. Baby Ghana esika semedu no. This is not the time ye kwa ko bobo besia. We need to be working towards grants a lot. So wakuma na so beso che sika say enfan enchichiri ekura. We are ready to take it. We are supposed to understand say ye pese echichiri kuro we ye na ye ma ekuro ligya na so a say obi be che ade a yangi na kumapem yangi besia no se ye bekọ abontra ko besia kura se bi o me de bia maka me say ye be besia ofie ye be besia abontra no anke ye be besia ofie say ye bo aban eboro domestically it is better because at the end of the day and the efia sebia nyina wi be kan ofie na sa okobo na abontra no sa okobo besia no abontra sibia na oforiata ye no because eye ono an insurance company ono an kasande bank eye intermediaries omno me brokers ombenya eye den omubenya eye commissioner then you are hurting the nation and no ma MPP egu Ghana no atofo sini Mahama mo they are not ready to go out there and borrow because obi kwakoje share. They are open for business. If you want to done it, if you want to help, if you want to bring some monies to help the development of Ghana, they are willing to do that. 12.83 million is big money. We can use it to do the was our grant we and say 37 military hospital area we need an interchange there. Because Jack, the kind of traffic was our area on Nyanse, and we need to find a way to ease that traffic. Enti sa a grant way, I'll be following the grant. I want that interchange to be built. In fact, sa interchange you around 37 military hospital already. It needs to be done. It needs to be done because that gridlock, sa traffic in a wasting of what time. 2026, we are not supposed to sit in traffic for more than 2 hours, 1 hour, 35 minutes. No, we are supposed to find access routes. We need to find roads sebio free highway niswa ubet may use to get to your home. Into the government should be looking at these things. Into some interchange where they should also find other means because there's one thing I noticed in Accra. Especially Udru Palace Mall. Sa area hona okoto traffic ma you are stuck. When you are coming from there, so many places in Accra, sa okoto traffic ma, especially when you are taking that same stretch to Polo Club. So got traffic anymore. There are no alternatives. I was out to them. Say 3 hours out him. We need to start building a lot of ring roads. Small roads that leads to other major roads. Because as you're going in one way. So I got to traffic be more. Only any alternative say okay, my main free na main fa anko pie ha. Ebi ni Ghana. Into the biano unnecessary traffic. Na trotro for a bunko for na transport commercial transport owners a bunko for because there are no alternative routes. Into the moment about the car no what is our lane. So the government should try and find ways to create other auxiliary roads. Oh, a quite kitty bia, ye be ye fa main ones no. Now you have to tom, better road. A bema start traffic to ease the traffic. The reason why our traffic and also they be and say a kind of pressure was so you need other small roads. You bet to me a use into 37 say from a year, let's say from a year often free abia cycle. Now you get on that route, say Medina. Now you get stuck in front of Jubilee House. You'll be stuck until you get to Legon. You are going to be stuck. Just say from 37. Me started before 37. Maybe I went to police Jubilee House. Let's say you just in front of Jubilee House. Say traffic traffic bet kopin so bedru Medina. Traffic bet kopin so bedru Adenta. Just say only any other alternative. And that is what we need to do. We need to start looking at creating other channels. Amount for me to use here. And my traffic, great luck. It is too much. All right. Now, this issue, one issue, men say Dede Abahon and saying a lot of people talking about VALCO, and my own senior brother, Captain Smart. Recently, I saw Captain Smart speak on VALCO. We are poised to revive VALCO. Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, the land minister, or say, Aban way, it's your mutimu po, say, VALCO did the Omemana say Jinan and Aso. Now, recently, you see a lot happening. And recently, I saw my own senior brother, Captain Smart, make a lot of noise about VALCO, Ayebeton, Ghana, Fuja Padia, Ayebeton, Ama, and Krankra. And in fact, majority of the documents are showing they are legit. Now, normally, assembly honor a bar, the narrative I to assembly sono, and then a money pay beginning say maybe when somebody is bringing money to invest in VALCO, no, it is bad news. Say enya butre an church assembly mu ye an fan church Ghana ni na. Say Ghana ni to one. Ajibbe say politicians are the same. Of course, 2022 and Ekufuado all the way from 2017 to 2022 and Ekufuado are buying and Ajibbe say Obama investor aba so VALCO mu. Why? Because at the end of the day, say VALCO si won anye djuma Ghana 1 ye nya so mfaso. 2 ye nya nipa ema VALCO enform djuma. Enti VALCO should work. Now then Obama VALCO aye djuma. Now there are people VALCO issue where abana sebio creative impression, and I'm not blaming Captain Smart because somebody might have briefed him wrongly. Minim said there are people with special interest in this VALCO issue. Your uncle Fobu interest, Ghana interest. And obviously, I understand Captain Smart when he was speaking passionately about VALCO. Why any say a ton VALCO, any say any investor about VALCO, because we all want to protect Ghana property. I wouldn't want to sit in Ghana and say Ghana Japadi at the point in Ghana for the no. We all want to do what? Make sure say Adebe Ghana Debiano aka Ghana. But the only way Adebe Ghana Debiana Ghana Japadi Debian you bet to sustain no a sika and a mano edien you to me sustaining. Without money, you to me sustaining anything a Ghana dia. Inti see a kasa and as nipa bi e briefia. We need to sometimes sit back and ask ourselves, say, nipa na ehina o free ba. The interest in this saying, let me show you this. This man, he is the CEO of VALCO. The Robert Makila Sabriam. Now, this man, I am telling you, and I'm going to tell you on authority. VALCO in some his interests, the kind of things they are getting from VALCO. VALCO na esiwana yesi enye juma no. There are some people who are making millions out of VALCO now. You say I go bankrupt. No? There are some people who are still making money out of VALCO. Because you see, the moment a VALCO become full operational, and I say 100% operational, right now, VALCO is working just 20%. Open the capacity now, only 20% in the year, Juma. And the question is, why should VALCO be working 20%? I bring a bit to my year, Juma, 100%, the capacity. The reason is that this CEO, honest, some people have some interest to be. They are doing everything possible to make sure VALCO ain't any strategic investor. Now, let me tell you for a fact, VALCO ain't $750 million before VALCO can work 100%. Etimi afa nipa to its capacity. Etimi aye effective. Etimi raise sika. Etimi provide and I say etimi supply the local market. VALCO will need $750 million. Now the question here is, and I understand Captain Smart, he's passionate, and the other people are, this man basically is selling some message out there. The real picture, no, he doesn't want to sell it to Ghanaians. VALCO has $750 million. How are we going to get $750 million to revive VALCO? The CEO of the company has not been able to tell us how he will be able to raise $750 million. And I'm telling you on record, the government of Ghana does not have $750 million sitting there to pump into VALCO. So how are we going to get VALCO to work? Because VALCO needs to work. So VALCO here Juma 100% full capacity. VALCO ya befa Ghana for Juma and ameboa. Upia brewa baby oko wato de say fa. All that we need is VALCO should work and Ghanaians are supposed to be employed. Now, if you're a CEO of VALCO, now till now, untumi nchireme how you can raise $750 million to put VALCO to work at its full capacity, then you don't deserve to be the CEO. You need to be sacked. Inti sanka abrochira anka at this point nka CEO nka pamono. You know why? Your job as a CEO is to make sure say VALCO the amount salary every month. Your amount incentives no. When to your VALCO aye adwuma ma yemfaso 100%. So when to me anya sa now CEO now we no emfaso ni so I was see a pamon. Now you ask yourself, amount for the day and a VALCO, ye beton VALCO, yedia, yes. Your share swum, yes. Na VALCO nankasa no, free hin bedru ha. You see, sometimes let's put our personal issues aside. Let's put a BBI a friend. Maybe we become so emotional about matters. Majority of the time, let's look at the issue critically. 2026 even America, Obaha. There are companies that want European partners. There are companies in America are almost Chinese partners. There are companies in China, they want American partners. There are companies in Europe, they want Asian partners. So you cannot build your nation in isolation. You just have to be strategic about who invests in your nation and how much you give them or how much access you give them. Because we are in an era. You cannot put your hand in your pocket and say, may you $750 million. Looking at the risk involved, you know. So because me babe say jumana, you look at the risk and say, okay, VALCO this me chrome, masasi see. So take this risk now. Why not? Because how many years na VALCO esuo? How many people na VALCO efo juma? Now look at this. The background of VALCO. Yanipa bebre Ghana yaka bibia to trim VALCO sika oho ya beton ama obi. We need to sometimes sit back they say questions and then they be say okay say the VALCO ya the investors be can VALCO mu a na some do sika be shima ebe boye ana say emboye. These are the simple questions we need to be asking. And now about hey asembe ni and away you say ya no end to me nchichire man no me say America cry America no omu hia strategic partners. China, they are calling for strategic partners. Europe, go there and see. We are not better than these countries. We are living in a global world whereby you cannot live in isolation. You cannot run an economy in isolation. You still need people who are ready to commit to also come in and work with you. Because one, the government wants to create job opportunities for its people. Inti VALCO ye juma 100% full capacity and ye Ghana for never for juma. So why should we try to make it look like say VALCO dancing na obi betam dancing they are called? No. That is why we have people who sit, think through matters, draw plan, have MOUs, sign contracts. Contracts are for these kind of things. So I will sign a contract now. Your country should be in your interest. And someone sign a contract. But the moment you sounded to say VALCO is no. They say VALCO is another 10 years. Who is going to bring $750 million? Who? But your young man be a core tech. Your young man be a opese or ye juma or Ghana ha or what skill no? Who is going to provide the $750 million? Who? Now let's go back a little bit. Now you check it VALCO nankasa ain't the free na bedru ha. See a TSC ye be say okay at this point you know Ghana as a country your shares of VALCO no saying Ghana as a nation, say, my shares to be baby, and for so send you benya. These are things we need to look at. Now, look, a casual look at VALCO history buttresses the case for equity partnership as against sole government ownership. The data shows that VALCO was a profit-making company when its ownership or management was composed of private sector only or by private sector and government. Below is a brief Inti VALCO nankasa e yankran bi na tie enya Ghana dia from beginning. Omo mo chechire VALCO no na mo enya aban. Inti VALCO na hu nsa no eye nipa bi dom di sika chechire VALCO. Enya Ghana aban na sorry am ka say omo chechire VALCO. VALCO no ye obi ankran bi sika no de at a point and be ye Ghana dia yeso benya shares wom. Inti mema obi an create impression bi to say yen ye tie sika esi VALCO ena VALCO no yen na na si ye ena yen tumi mo bi invest eye nipa bi na de omusika be si ye ena saa nipa no at a point no omo entumi ade manage ena Ghana so ye den yeso ye be ye den ye benya shares wom nti let nobody make it look like say VALCO no eye yen na naja padie bi ena yen na naja guwo ena yen na dabi. There's a reason and we always have to go back, take it from the back. When we take it from the back, we will understand. All right, Mr. S, we will understand where the issue is coming from. The CEO, only some group will be almost interested of VALCO. As we speak today, they are making millions from VALCO. Almost blocking the strategic partnership of VALCO. That is what is going on. Now, in 1964, all the way to 2003, marks the strategic partnership era. VALCO was set up as a strategic partnership. That is Kaiser. That company, a friend Kaiser, no more 90% shares or VALCO. And you another company, a friend Reynolds, or you can also call them Aqua. They also had 10%. Internet, two private entities are Nana VALCO Yomudia. A company called Kaiser and a company called Aqua. Omumienu and another VALCO Yomudia. Then you Ghana for that. We did not own a share in VALCO. And now say the two trim. Now, along the way, and it operated with consistent profitability. Government of Ghana had no shares in VALCO. It was 100% private sector owned. In Memo Bian Television can just say, and a comment Kumaya VALCO, and a VALCO, and any see a in human Kobe private companies been a see VALCO near any shares womb. Now, what happened along the way? And remember, I'm going to see VALCO way. Some person were so. I didn't think I say almost koromuntu to VALCO. But at the end of the day, technically, even though private investors they be see, you know, omuja or omko and sabe Ghana dia esi asase so. So that is one advantage. Say oko into a strategic partnership. These are the things you look out for before you go into partnership. And then I would call into partnership, no. At the end of the day, Ebeka ukrum dia. That is the first thing you look at. So being to mean to fan and you will still benefit from it. Now, 2003 to 2008, the era of traditional decline. Now, transitional decline. Now, from 2003 to 2008, a hot and a problem started to say AC. This is what it says. Following Kaiser going into receivership, the government of Ghana, that's GOG, acquired 90% ownership. Into Kaiser for no more 90%, you know, at a point, Omi Omajuni said 90%, you know, they don't want to own it again. Into Ghana government, into technically, at a point from 2003 to 2008, you know, VALCO ebe yedia 90% technically ebe yedia. Now, after this acquisition, VALCO took a nosedive and started recording a sharp decline in gains characterized by a series of plant shutdowns, such that presently there is only one fully functional cell out of the 6. VALCO has 6 plants in the year. 2008, the government of Ghana ebenya 90% control over VALCO no, and VALCO started say egu. Abaya buying there. Now, unim je senior Ghana buying your managing yoma. Yeti krom ha majority of abuying ejapade nyina yeni Ghana for yede share yensa ni ase no. Enti time na VALCO eye adwuma 2003 to 2008 ebe share Ghana for nsa yebe oni no fully no VALCO started taking a nose dive. Omusika sem started say aban nipa yafa omo se omunko ye adwuma ho no and omo started say omu di VALCO sika. They didn't care because I aban adwuma. Enti Ghana be solve VALCO no afei na VALCO sika sem nyina say. Adentina, it is important to say edum rebia or some private sector no ebe part of a government investment. That is the supervision part of it. Anytime a buying ejuma the private sector a partner a buying ejuma na, the majority of time no sa ejuma ne jina. Ni nyina ne say sa private entity no ana investor na ordinary sika be sha ba ejuma no on person sika be she into ofine ni. The moment VALCO became ours, 90% and started to say egu, all because there was no supervision, all because government workers did not care, all because Ghana buying aba echo nyinano. They thought to say, yeah, two obino kotinawa. It is about the money. It is not about the sustainability of VALCO. Until we check here, VALCO started declining, all because there was no private sector involvement. The private sector or the strategic partners, they come with a experience, they come with supervision, they come with interest because almost person almost profit. So they will pay attention to detail and they will protect the facility. Now, when you move forward, make sure the background. Send a baby and then baby of our quadruno. You have $750 million. Who is going to provide the $750 million? MPP and NDC. Bank Bank. Why not just a loan? $750 million. Do you have it? Now, when you move forward, 2008 to 2024 is the era of 100% government of Ghana ownership. Now, this is what happened. Government of Ghana became the sole shareholder of all shares in VALCO. Unfortunately, since government of Ghana assumed full control of VALCO, VALCO has not recorded profits for the past 15 years. VALCO has since worked at a severely limited 20% capacity, resulting in persistent year-on-year loss with a debt portfolio of over $200 million. From 2008 to 2024, VALCO nyejuma enya infaswada. And so CEO BNW demonstration say into Yaneka. But every day, government of Ghana, VALCO workers demonstrating say omo service, omo condition, ni nyina nyejuma. Why is it say say CEO abe demonstration? But it is always the worker down there. Because those up there, the CEO and his group, they are making money. But the workers down there, they don't care. Omo na omo bre. Inti siyaka se ya ma strategic partner bape na CEO we no. Wabese some of the media they chi any workers they say munya demonstration. Ya beton VALCO. At the end of the day, you the CEO should be coming to tell us to say you have been able to raise $750 million. But someone to me raises $750 million. Now the government is not ready to cough $750 million. And strategic partners are willing to bring down money. Why do you stand up and say you don't want to agree? Why do you say you don't want to agree? I'm waiting for somebody to say more $750 million or maybe some vacuum me a Ghana ni into any strategic investor biamba and there we will give you that $750 million opportunity. But so biam for sikanin buyer. Now in himself VALCO is making losses. For 15 years, VALCO has not made any profit. For 15 years, VALCO cannot expand its production. For 15 years, VALCO is working 20% in its capacity. For 15 years, VALCO is not been able to employ Ghanaians. Now, sir, Obi Ba as a strategic partner to pump $750 million. you are saying say Ghana buying air ton a VALCO. Now nipa na this $750 million be shamuno. Your papa nuya and our papa sika kabeka money profit. They are coming in because they also want to make profits. Saying ka wo sika ni bia ada na wanfa anya VALCO amfa nipa 10,000 ejuma. You don't have the money. So if somebody has the money, they need to come in, they need to make profits the same as you also making profits. So that is where you have the memorandum of understanding. That is where what we call contract comes in. It is upon you, the government of the day, to sit and draft a contract that will benefit your nation. So somebody coming to invest, partner, VALCO, to revive VALCO, no, it is nothing bad. Let me tell you, Captain Smart, I think say you are getting it wrong. I think say you are doing more disservice to Ghanaians because there are so many young people who want to work at VALCO. VALCO can employ over 2,000-3,000 people. Why is VALCO not employing? Because VALCO has been making losses over and over the years. No, VALCO is not making profit. The government does not have $750 million. Should we sit for VALCO to rot? No, something needs to be done. Now, in 2022, VALCO workers protest against poor working condition in Tema, but management resolves to end impasse. The question is, why were the workers demonstrating? Because the company is flopping. The company is making losses because VALCO is not making any profit. 2022, NDC abine also, what did the government do? And we all know, say, the NPP government started the process of making sure a strategic investor comes to help revive VALCO. So this is nothing complicated. Nipebi, because of Menokasa Nadri, VALCO na juma 20% its capacity. No? There are some people who are making 18% out of the 20%. They are making money and they are using a CEO to do that. And the CEO any sanko fobino try say VALCO yen to be my strategic partner emba. But I'll give this to the Kufuor government. At least some reasonable people in the minority then and the majority then came together to say we need a partner because government does not have $750 million. Tomorrow, and on Monday, me per se mini anombet radio so TV so say $750 million VALCO. Nobody is able to raise that money, but there's somebody who has it. There's a company that's ready. Why are we not giving it the opportunity? Because VALCO no yen to do VALCO. At the end of the day, so be the $750 million, you don't expect the person to go home with nothing. The person needs to make money. And you also need to make money. It's up to your attorney general, the people to sit to draft the contract. You know, it is for them to make sure the contract benefits you. So strategic partnership is not bad. Captain, it is not bad. It is Nipebina. Still 2022. This is what happened at VALCO. Team, stay with me. Thank you, Mr. 2022, VALCO shut down after workers' protest. They shut it down. 6, and Obeka said, Anke Akosoma, Obeka said 6 plants in a year, Juma, and 1 penny a year, Juma. One. Why should we have VALCO working out, plant tobacco penny Juma, and there's a CEO who is driving a V8, who is taking all the incentives, who is not putting his head together to make VALCO a profitable institution? Why is he still there as a CEO? Because the money is VALCO making to him, he's making a lot of money and he wouldn't want any because the moment strategic partners come in, sign your man or your own to me yet. On any group now, they are cutting deals behind the scenes because I'm creating impression to a team say VALCO no egu omoboa, they are making money. There are some few people at VALCO, the CEO and his group, they are making money. And I don't want to say Obiakoma Captain Smart Sika and I say, but Captain Smart has been briefed wrongly. There are some people, they have cooked the story in such a way they will make you think, say, oh, patriotism, fight for Ghana's factory. No, they are creating that impression because the moment you do that and VALCO stays in its state, the state they are in, some people make so much money. They don't want the private investors to come in. Oh, say, Abrofono kwa na mde VALCO maya, you benya 90% shares and VALCO started to say go. Because it was fully owned by the government. People did not care. The people we gave VALCO to manage, they were making their money. They didn't care how VALCO would be sustainable. That is why we need a strategic investor who will come in, follow their money. We get our cut, they get their cut. VALCO exists, Ghanaians get job, and we are good. I'm sure as Captain showed you, Endra, and 2 days ago, he was right. All the documents he put on the screen was right. MOU was signed. And the MOU was between the Memorandum of Understanding that was between Arise Integrated Industrial Platform Limited, that is the strategic investor. Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms. Pese be investi sika. Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation and TDC. Remember, TDC almost has seen a VALCO siso. Your VALCO. And I say your dear friend Giatec. Now Giadec. Now Giadec, you know, Giadec was a Giadec. What's the name? I always get it wrong. Giadec. Basically, Giadec for Omno Ghana buying. So when there's any negotiations, Ghana, you the two minama Giadec for so omunjinem no mu make sure say yes, your interest no is paramount. Inti TDC no assassin VALCO siso no TDC assassin no TDC Ghana dia inti technically assassin dia. And Giadec no make sure say VALCO as we speak now no 20% shares no Ghana so dia into TDC any Giadec for shares in the Boma 30% for the government of Ghana. Say strategic investor no take 70%. The question here is, what are we going to benefit from this partnership? Yabafa Ghana for Ejuma. Is Ghana going to also get money? At the end of the day, I don't think we are going to lose VALCO to anybody else. At the end of the day, nobody is going to take VALCO away. VALCO is going to produce to feed the Ghanaian industries. So why are we now saying, say, because Obi the $750 million, my lucky crowd, because me I call, say me $750 million, somebody besha VALCO, I will make sure I have 97%. There are risks involved. Obi to my pump is $750 million, you know, and at the point, you know, Obi will say on person bet twaso on na aboka on na osoko. If I'm pumping $750 million in VALCO, you don't expect me to be asking for less than 70%. Because in 15 years ni VALCO making profit biya, VALCO making revenue biya, VALCO has been making losses, VALCO new workers biya. For VALCO to get 30%, 70% you know at the $750 million bar. What do we lose here? What do we lose here? These are the documents when they signed an MOU. Now, there was something interesting. This matter was taken to cabinet in 2022. And in cabinet, you know, we all saw about cabinet. Cabinet actually looked at it. In fact, so read the document now. Discussion of course cabinet now. Mami read it what actually transpired in cabinet. Now, that cabinet conversation, this is what happened. And make sure the reason why in here, this strategic partner, Urban Krano, you will urge your partner. So now, when you read 1.1.7, according to the deputy minister, Giadec and VALCO had assessed the financing of the retrofitting project and estimated it at 600 million United States dollars. Excluding working capital requirement, which had also been estimated separately at 150 million United States dollars. The deputy minister suggested that the retrofitting would be done in two phases. Phase 1, which had been scheduled to commence in July 2023, will involve the upgrading of 3 of the 54-year-old P69 pot lines to D18 plus cell technology at an estimated cost of 350 million United States dollars. Implementation of this phase would enable the smelter operate above 60% of capacity and start earning marginal profits of 7.6% with a return of equity of 3.6% from 2025. Phase 2 will commence by December 2025. It would involve the upgrading of the 2 currently operating P69 pot lines to the new D18 plus cell technology at an estimated cost of 250 million United States dollars. This would complete the retrofitting by 2028, where profitability will stabilize at 11.4% annum and will be 9% per annum. Now, basically, what it at cabinet, no, omutia say yenya investor na say investors ne ba VALCO omo dey plant adwuma na and the one penaka 6 no. Sa plant ni nyina in phase 1 after they are done with phase 1 and phase 2, no, by 2028, I was saying VALCO Juma to its full capacity. We are talking about $350 million, $250 million. These are monies we don't have. As much as we love Ghana, sometimes we need to allow investors to come in to help us build our institutions. We cannot just say, questions. Let's ask ourselves the questions. And now we are like, okay, now, my partner Bema, Ghana for send for Wajuma, partner Bema, VALCO Yejuma, Sebi VALCO on an end idea, Nasia Pen Nadia, Edia Yejuma, Wanamu industry bay, you talk the real estate industry, the shipping industry. When we now have access to Edia Nyama VALCO Bay Wajuma, the government, the country is going to make money. Job is going to spread. We are talking about VALCO working. It is not about who is coming to invest. It's about VALCO working. When VALCO works, Ghanaian gets a job to do. And that's the priority we need to be looking at here. We don't have the money to run VALCO. You need $750 million in the whole. Cabinet and the Kufuado, they approved it. So I don't know why we are still having this conversation. In 2023, Cabinet approved this. And that is the document there. And I know Captain Smart showed it to all of you. So why are we angry? We are angry because Obida didn't see Kabishim. Captain, we are angry. Do we have the money? They handed VALCO to us in 2008. The question here is, do we have $750 million? Cabinet basically agreed to say I was a strategic partner ever. So why are we not allowing the partner to bring the $750 million and get VALCO to work? And never say VALCO it's now near 3 months one a pro now for a GNSM. No. Now you say factories are coming Kumajan or Ghana and can they a strategic partner so we need the Bishim tomato factory, their factory, and can then Kawaha. Factories and Kumajaye says Sakwam and Kroma factories or Ghana. Sankenya partners is only the Bishim and Ankiakas or Munya Mufon Sikabishim, almost for 70% and for 30%. And counting Ghana for Munyajuma. It is about the long-term plan, the sustainability of the production, sustainability of the facility. The moment the facility is sustainable, we will get people working. Along the way, we will tweak the contract. At a point, the whole thing will become ours. That is what you do. Into the argument, say, you have a ton VALCO, Mumi Njai. And my investors is we need to look at the documents, look at the facts, look at the long-term plan, look at what we will get. Do we have $750 million sitting? We don't have it. So are we supposed to allow VALCO to burn? Are we supposed to allow VALCO say Nkwashi? We don't have $750 million. I will urge the government to invite these people, make sure within this month they sign this contract. We need people to go to work. We need to give people jobs. We need to get people sustainable jobs. We cannot sit here and be arguing and criticizing without any results. The CEO of VALCO is not helping. On one case, I'll be a CEO, no, the Ben and the pay Akamuda, and so on to me raising $750 million. He is supposed to be out there championing the signing of this contract. Why is he behind the scenes pulling a string to make sure VALCO never signs this contract? Because they are making crazy money. Mumaya making sure say within this man, the government, the lands minister, let us revive VALCO. We need a strategic partner. They need to come. That in conformity demonstration, you have a town VALCO, Omobwa, nipa bi na shechire. Menoka say your oncophobia omde VALCO ye juma personally to make money. We don't get a dime from it. 20% na ye juma. Your oncophobia omu use VALCO abaye omu nkasa personal property omde make sika. Omu na omu sheshe oncophobia some demonstration. We as a nation, we need partners who will come, join with us, open jobs for our people to get jobs to do. It's Captain, with all due respect, the guys who are feeding you the information, they are coming from an angle where some they are patriotic. No, they are strategically using you. They are lying. They are giving you information that is not right. Let us give these investors the opportunity to bring in the money, $750 million, not small money. Obianu this $750 million, Babeshek Ejumemua, said we obey in the Let us give them the opportunity. Let us give them the chance for them to invest. Ghanaians will get jobs to do at VALCO. Police arrest 7 suspects over highway robbery. Now, the reason why I decided to speak on this matter is simple. As a nation, it is some time here, we need to take a step back and assess institutions that we did not have trust in. A few years ago, majority of Ghanaians na you have a problem with the judiciary. And a few people, and to me, a judiciary because the confidence na judiciary years ago, no, that confidence is back. Today, when judgments comes out from our courts, lower court, high court, Supreme Court, people sit and they are satisfied. Bandai is a typical example of how our judiciary is becoming reasonable now. And Akufo-Addo, our judiciary was crazy somehow. But now you could see there are men and women who basically have decided to work for the nation, the interest of the nation. Until you can see our judiciary is coming back. It is now getting to that point where every Ghanaian who record near the judgment, they believe in it, they trust it, they respect the court. And that is how you build a nation. The same as the Ghana Police Service. Under the leadership of Yonu, we have seen today police reject bribes. We have seen the commitment of some police officers working day in, day out to make sure, say, the police service, today, Ghana for enya areshimu kakra ewum. And one person who have been so exceptional, the CID boss. Let's be very fair and honest here. We have seen CID bosses come and go. And in Ghana, one thing I'm a Ghana Police Service. Ghana for be brain at a point now you losing interest in Ghana Police Service, and I say and trust you. I'm gonna say Ghana Police Service. You will be a friend. They were used to having court cases and making it look like say a normal. Now there's something happening at the Ghana Police Service, especially the DCID department led by Madam Lydia. Now, in the history of the Republic of Ghana, who police service, and I say the CID department will be head here, which may take a step back. Court cases are not a here Ghana for near him say cases where they ewu, but under the leadership of this lady, we are seeing the Ghana CID as the Criminal Investigation Department led by Madam Lydia. They are now going back and basically working on cases you and I for years and now for months. We never thought to say a CID boss will come into office and say, let us take a step back. Let us start from the back. Let us see the cases that basically could have been treated or looked into. Sebio nipebi escape. Now, it's not say, Abia, I am talking too much, but so we take it time. Now we follow this CID boss. We have had CID bosses for Ghana for 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. They could not even crack one case. One case. But you can see this lady is exceptional. She might have her flaws, but comparing her to her predecessors, obi to say, Ken Yeboah, obi to say, Tiwa de Dankwa, any Faustina Jiwano. You can see this woman. So how do they compare 3 CID bosses here? This woman's work is exceptional. In fact, she has changed the face of investigations in Ghana. She has. And then Ghana need to meet now and say, case we need a review. Hey, and mami we have a breaking case no. Hey, and mami we have a cracky case no. Hey, on any CID department, there's so many cases. You and I, we will never think in post say we will wake up one day and say robbery we see ya coaching conform Ghana asem see 24 hours ya nchini pana asama san and Ken Yeboah send the robbery sini and nchini pana ade chen wakoda asama san Tiwa de Dankwa on a political witch hunt or no or your case in there concern odi onye ready so be follow bia. So you can see say in this short period mami we be a CID boss no say a person cannot cry. This woman has done exceptionally well. In fact, in this short period, Ejuma why it is 10-15 years Ejuma police headquarters CID bosses now. Recently, Omo arrested 7 suspects over highway robbery. And recently, every time I work on Facebook, I work on TV, Subiano, say police are making arrest. Before you can make an arrest, in fact, making an arrest on court cases is more difficult than cases that are basically before you. Because you see, send the assembly scene there, they can be a robbery, now answer highway robbery, that's how we investigate here. Somehow, some way, it's a little bit easy because asama pendi court. Idea ube to follow up now. So ubana si case bi asemi siye obi korobi obi wadabraka 2 years ago. And it's easy to go back and find those people who did the job because one, for all you know that the CID boss are not Ohono, he did not care about how the investigations was being conducted. Ebia details are not say or picky or they follow up on that case, on one picky. You are basically going to start from scratch. Now, for this woman to step in, and recently we've seen the number of cases are all cracking. In fact, let's be very fair. Let's be very, very fair. She is, like I said, one of the most hardworking CID bosses we have had in the history of this country. And say police investigations are obianim say there will be results. And the police can say, oh yeah, you know the police will come up with a result. The CID will investigate to the point where you bet chinipa. And that is the kind of investigation for some time now. This is the kind of leadership now at the CID office for a very long time. We needed a leader who can take decisions, who will look at cases the same, treat cases the same, add the needed attention to every case. And you can see this woman on selected cases, on kasa where the politician be one some naba, yetiha and or investigate afenyo marking. Or the report come Attorney General and told the Attorney General these were her findings. I spoke on that matter. As we speak, that investigations at the afenyo marking desk. So this is what we call a leadership. It is about you standing up and making sure the right thing is done. Now, since this woman became the CID boss, we are seeing cases upon cases are all cracking. 3 more suspects in the 2024 Adabraka Gold Jewelry Shop robbery incident grabbed. Where Adabraka case you see almost 2 years ago. The woman came into office and they chinko for. In the history of Ghana, how do we be seen? What about some court, a police station? Not CID focus on my you bet over T and car and no, another story. The next generation, I'll bet. But under the leadership of Lydia, you can see, say, case Bia, a current and a past Biano. We are visiting and we are making progress. There's some sense of urgency in the system. The lady is showing. The lady is proving, say, when you're Jumani Keke, and you've been a body, didn't the position, man. A Jumana or only Jumano. Now, we can also talk about police arrest 12 in separate highway robbery operations. And these are all, so when you're investigators, papa, when you're CID boss or your papa, they need that format, or between investigators are collaborating and making sure that the professionalism is there. They are serious about what they do. You are never going to get anybody. You can never crack any case. But under this lady, in less than a year, she has cracked so many cases. She has cracked so many cases. And this is exceptional. And we should give credit. She's doing well. She's really, really doing well. And we need to, at some time, the moment take a step, kakra, let's step back a little bit and look at where we were under Kenya Boa, under Tiwa, under Faustina. 8 years ago, we saw CID office bosses are normally petition for Kenya Boa. Or no petition, or we are also a petition. Tiwa the Dankwa, or no MPP, the foot soldier. Faustina, or Chimekapa, on the original. And all the seminar furniture. These were people who were not serious. Now, let's see this. See something like this. We are talking about 5 arrests over the Akasim robbery attack. And it's all about the investigations. It's all about the leadership. And this woman is doing well, man. And if there was any position above CID bossa, they should be looking at that position because it looks like say Onimejumano more than Baby Owono. If there's any position that is above CID boss, then we should be looking at that because it's been a long time we saw people who were really, really serious about their job. People who were basically bringing the results home. We for a long time, we didn't CID boss or the results be about. But this woman is bringing results. This woman is showing. Say, she wasn't just appointed because now Obina Nimuno. It is because of her job, the track record, the intelligence, the knowledge she has, the in-depth knowledge, the consistency. And we all should sit back and start to ask questions. Mami way, we cannot just let her go like that. We should find something for her to do. And yes, CID didn't want to be to my And I'm going to say, after CID, if there's something about CID, we should be looking at people like that because almost and hardly do you get to women who stand out and do their work exceptionally, especially in the police force. They be a can and in my more opportunity. Majority of time, you might opportunity. I mean, cause I'm blown up. But this woman is proving the why we need a woman in positions like these. I want to say this. This man, his name is Afote Agbo. Afote Agbo. And last week, time me ba show no so me catch Ghana for say this man called Afote Agbo is a criminal. You see, we just don't sit here and speak on people because Afote no nya fan cheme. Afote onye nipa ncheme. I don't have any personal thing against him. But say obi ewo Ghana na ofa ekwan bi so bokro no wiankofo in the name say oyebusua penyi tantan bi ana say ono na da the Greater Accra House of Chiefs for ne so onkoda Land Commission Board so inti obefa hu dia bokro no I am not going to allow it. Now the gentleman on his left, his name is Van Dam, another criminal, a very serious criminal. In fact, Van Dam no na Afote Agbo. Afote Agbowe is using this Van Dam. Oko Katamanso area where this Afote Agbo guy no or the thugs, criminals who kill, they murder. In fact, Omukuta Intuo or the Sabo were a friend of Van Dam. And this Van Dam last week, the Ghana Police Service, they arrested him. Was say Johnny. Now, he was given bail because it's a democratic state in your team. Yamani bail. And he's back there with guns. And omotata nipa ewo Katamanso area ho. Now the reason why I have always been on Afote Agbo, I'm saying oye kromfo and say there's so many people on one side say Katamanso area ho Afote Agbo in the name of say oye Katamanso ebusia penyi o sedien. One, he is duping people. And Sasia or what area ho nyina Afote Agbo aton sasi nyina oye kromfo. That is the man in white. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Okochashi was Ethiopia airline muko. He was supposed to die there. Because Bonia sa Akwawe, AD or Ghana, no. I don't expect anybody to allow Afote Agbo to be walking on the streets of Ghana. He is a hardened criminal. And so many people in the NDC, they know. There are so many people in the MPP who also know. Ahimfubebre or Ghana, munim say Afote Agbo or ye kromfo, or Riansa se tatankofo. Now, Ogo Katamanso, any Apollonia area was setting up a group of thugs. And what they do is, when you are building, they will show up. And when they show up, Sagana, or that's their friend Van Dam now, or Dwe Prano, he will come with his boys. And what they will come and do is say, they will tell you, said, assassin your mudia, Oma kwaji court warrants, Oma kunya judgment. And what they do is say, Sawa mo musika kesia, they will either shoot somebody on the land, attack people under the instruction of Afote Agbo. This man is a criminal. And Omo mo Katamanso any sa Apollonia area when you know they know. They know Afote Agbo. And I want the NDC to come out and tell the world, say they don't want Afote Agbo to stand anywhere else to say or you're a member of the NDC because he's a criminal. Afote Agbo is a criminal. He's a land criminal. Oyewi. Wabe won korabi gu US ha. Ena odi obade sim. He's a disease. Everything about him is terrible. Now, I want to send this message to the Land Commission. I was in Ghana last week. Because me ba Afote Agbo wuntina me ba Ghana oye kromfo oyewi. About 20 families on the Katamanso land. Akwawe tata omuna obunko fo botuo. You know what he's doing? Afote Agbo way or the Van Dam way and I cause the boy is a free Togo. I'll come and play videos and audios for you to listen. What the Sa Van Dam way na edi edro. And omako Togo no mako sa emrante biaba. And no masa sa entuo dia momo. Van Dam way the chikrampo free Togo kakra on shada nya Ghana ni. And omasa sa etuo ediama boys no free Togo no and they are tormenting people at Katamanso. Send out which boys Ligina Bakumpo de Ganani. Or a Juma Wagina a Afote Agbo and the Edi Sanquas. Now, let me tell you what he does. What Afote Agbo does and say, and I said the oil and say, you know, the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, you know, almost to say Uncle Tina a year, the Land Commission, Greater Accra Regional Headquarters, almost board, so representing the Land Commission board, so representing the Greater Accra Traditional Council. But do you know what Afote Agbo is doing? Sir, opportunity now when you're not Land Commission board, so Accra. He has been able to infiltrate the Land Commission. Afote Agbo is able to go in there, employ some boys in there. With the names this man is a criminal. What he's able to do is say, for some time now, Otimi Land Commission system now we change titles of lands. Into Utwini Afote Agbo enya o asase bi so, Utim asase no why search. Unim say eyawo dia what to free. Ebusia na asase ni omo dia no ho. Ubeko land no in less than 2 weeks na search na koye no asesa na abeye Afote Agbo ene ni group na asase. That is what he does. For a very long time, he has been using some boys at the Land Commission to be changing titles of lands. It took come data anymore. Asase wa obi tumi koye checks. Otumi koje everything. Adiabechi na obesa koye sa search ni biemu no na asesa ayeden akọ Afote Agbo or the busuanfo dim, and that is what he's using his influence on the board to do. You know, Afote Agbo or nipa bia asase and audio nipa ebu nipa abedu baby odui. When you go to Apollonia, Katamanso area where high boys sibia, the moment I best started say we jumana na omo the paper bia back at you say asase we Afote Agbo na smile or see a winning court case or so don't touch it. When you ask the boys to say asase document when I say sa document our police regional quarters police Accra regional regional headquarters or regional office today. Now Afote Agbo is working with the Oyobi police commander. Oyibi police commander no on Afote Agbo na ye juma any Van Damme way. Now every time dia sa Van Damme way or ye Afote Agbo the land guard ye criminal or botuo na or tatankofo no every single day a matter will come a concerning a year this guy called a year Van Damme a year Oyibi police station, and the police commander at Oyibi police station is working with Afote Agbo to dupe people. Into the moment omebe wasase so no omoba pe omo say hey yempene ma wunye djuma Afote Agbo na si emra. Then the police commander at Oyibi will send his boys to the land. Omoba, they will come and arrest the people working on the land, and they will tell you say ampa there is a court issue where that's as we so now our office. Now what the police commander will do is say whoever works on the land on obechewu odoko a police station wa Oyibi police station. Police commander na beka cha say sa asase na wo adwuma wo so na wankasa wo si udan a wo ho papers no o se onjintum because Afote Agbo aka che say sa asase no case e wo headquarters e wo regional office. So omo de regional office now more instructions say they should not allow anybody to work on the land. Diana Oyibi police commander Bekacho no. So one, you cannot work on the land because Oyibi police commander Bekacho say assembly or regional head office. Now regional head office Akacho must say they should not allow anybody to work until you pay Afote Agbo. The Oyibi police commander will not allow you to work. Now when you push the Oyibi police commander say until the police investigator or what regional officer or investigating matter no or for you to follow the case and to me my own as ejuma obeka just say onim investigator ni din. All that the Oyibi commander will tell you they say go to the headquarters. Now the Oyibi police commander takes instructions from Afote Agbo, this criminal. When you go to a Oyibi police station, the police commander will call Afote Agbo and take instructions. the OEB police commander, Ombu IGP, Ombu CID boss, the only person she takes a instruction from is a Afote Agbo. It is our steady Afote Agbo cases in Yina Wakata Manswa. It is only OEB police station. Pe and on the case record. It's Van Damme way. So Obana on the boys may attack wa. Then after they attack you, they will call the OEB police commander. The OEB police commander will send police officers from there. They will come and arrest you, the person who have been attacked. Whilst asking you, normal culture say they have been given an oversight on the land because Afote Agbo in the bush of court or bois. That is what this Afote Agbo guy does in Ghana. He's a criminal. Recently, Ethiopia airline, so China said, Agwo and Chobewu, but this Afote Agbo is a disease. And respectfully, I am telling the Gamanche, I am telling the Greater Accra House of Chiefs, it's about time you people put your foot on the ground. Afote Agbo Ogumwenimasi, he's a criminal. You are supposed to pull him out. Sir, board no, that's no so. The representation of Nakoto say Ejuma Onyano or the Bokrono, I am first respectfully telling the chiefs, Mama Monimba from Namu Yinin Free Sa board and so. Because when I start to expose Afote Agbo, I know say it's not going to be only Afote Agbo, it's going to cut deep. Metesana and saying on any boys the document via Komakwasi be say Kevin Taylor disturbing me be come as an some for Makwasi and onka meti krom ha. Me say Afote Agbo Matisa kuta documents in them so the document way Kevin Taylor is disturbing me, so come and counter Kevin Taylor. Me say mo for document in koma kwasi afo no say they should come and encounter me. Metia me ko bibia. I will keep saying and I will show your face every single day. Afote Agbo is a criminal. He's a land guard. He's a thief. I'm going to enter the Lands Commission. All the boys he's using, as I speak now, Afote Agbo is trying to change in Sasibi title our Lands Commission. Afote Agbo is a criminal. I'm going to expose those young boys he has been using at the Lands Commission. Lands Commission, no? One of the commissions, and I say one of the government agencies are Enisenka buying Edinwagro Air Lands Commission. One of the state agencies are, and can also add the priority of every government a Lands Commission. Because it's a Land Commission, so be a Juma Oho, now say the salary, and I say what will motivate them to work, you take it from them. What is going to happen? And they say, Land Commission, they are going to be corrupt. Land Commission. Our problem, no, it is not anything big. It is because they are underpaid. It is because people who work at Lands Commission, nobody at Lands Commission takes over 10,000 Ghana cedis a month. Yeah, if you like, go and do your checks. Nobody, from the last killer to the youngest killer, nobody at Lands Commission takes 10,000 Ghana cedis a month. Now the whole Ghana lands, what they are shedding pebinsa. One, you are not providing them with the awesome DA Juma. Two, you are basically not giving them the resource to work. Three, you people are not situating Land Commission in a very good position, a strategic position. They can expand go around the nation. Every single Lands Commission office is a criminal hub. All because the government, instead of them to pay attention to Lands Commission, the workers there, you don't need so many workers at Lands Commission. You need a few people who are committed and pay them well. They are sitting at Land Commission and taking money not because it's because you're not giving them any money. You are not paying them well. So if a government comes and tells us to say they are going to digitize the land in Ghana, they are going to do this. That's a majority of the money now was called Lands Commission. The government, maybe the minister now, who Lands Commission, the Lands Minister, he's taking chunk of the money. How is the Lands Commission going to work? If you want to digitize Land Commission, give the money to Land Commission to digitize Land Commission because they know what they want to do. They know what they want to achieve. But I don't say that the ministry, as the Minister of Lands, take the money and give them peanut and tell them that they should make sure assassin or Ghana, assassin are perfect. You are not doing anything. If you starve the Lands Commission and then the Obita say Afote Agbo any criminals, they will take advantage of people. Adia Emma Ekrowe aye dangerous a team in Sasi that Ghana. It now was expecting this government that when he came to office, the lands minister, you were going to at least make sure the lands commission is resourced well. Me say, I am saying this on authority. There's nobody at lands commissioner or get 10,000 Ghana cedis a month. From the CEO to the last person, nobody takes 10,000 Ghana cedis as salary. Now, presidential staff are just saying, and you people want the land to be protected. You want genuine people to make sure, say, Obi at the document bar, Obi fetch say Goro boy. Because then there, when you go to Accra and you go to the Lands Commission, the regional headquarters, and the Okowa, Goro boys, it's a criminal cartel. The Goro boys are able to give the workers their money. And I'm a worker at Lands Commission. The idea ni more than 10,000 Ghana cedis. So everybody there is taking 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. Now so biba now a person obi asase no kuta the same 50,000 Ghana. What is that person going to do? The person is going to take the money and change a document to make sure say or the amobi and then air cost for years and years. Government and politicians don't want to agree because some of the politicians say criminals no more land commission be because they are able to bully people to take their lands. And you say and so some ejina now say you're stopping now. The government needs to resource the Lands Commission. Give them good salary. Give them the resource they need. Make sure the incentives are better. That is the only way you can get a Lands Commission to work. Because, so check here, Lands Commission, Goro Boys or more Lands Commission, they make more money than Land Commission workers. I'm telling you, it's a fact. When you go to Lands Commission, Goro boys, they make more money than the workers at Lands Commission. And see, every Goro boy has a slave in the Lands Commission office. Every Goro boy at original Lands Commission in Nimuho, Abontine, wash suit, wash long sleeves. Every single Goro boy has a slave in there because Goro boy be Abontine be a sketch Lands Commissioner worker. So how are you going to stop the theft, the manipulation? How are you going to stop? Because the people there, they don't get any incentive. They are just there. So Goro boy this kaba pano aje or just kala no manipulative pepano yakwa bontiania kokuya hu. And remember, say I'm correcting this land issue in Ghana. A simple thing. Correcting the land dispute in Ghana no. So simple. I was here my Lands Commission, resource well. Recently I was reading some news article and say the government wants to digitize asase or Ghana nyina. If the government wants to digitize the land in Ghana, every land, the government needs to give the money to Lands Commission. The Ministry of Lands is not supposed to be holding that money to be telling Lands Commission what to do because the work now Lands Commission, the minister has no idea, and this cuts across NDC MPP. The Lands Commission should be autonomous and independent enough to be able to run the commission well. The commission is weak. The commission is ill-resourced. People can enter the commission with money and they can get whatever they want to get. Every document, they can change titles. They can do anything because every single person working at the Lands Commission is a slave to a Goro boy. Anything that people like Afote Agbo, they can enter Lands Commission, manipulate the system, change data of documents, and then make sure say amount for property. And Accra, you will be all Tiabruchi. Obedru Ghana, Nana Sasi Aji, for no reason. You can't do that anywhere. When I'm going to change paper, no, a Lands Commission. When I'm going to room a Goro boys. When I'm going to Land Commission workers, a Goro boys, because Land Commission workers are, they are poor. Me say, I'm telling you this, listen. From the CEO of Land Commission to the last person at Land Commission, will be over 10,000 Ghana cedis a month. None of them. So, sa asase problem na munya o Ghana na enya ade ebe ende. Sa buy ne person or solve asase problem I will plead with the president that they should resource Lands Commission and give them a deadline. Give them their money. The money that is staying at the Ministry of Lands, it belongs to the Lands Commission. Drop it and let it come to Lands Commission. If you are going digital, if you are going to have a data to make sure asasi biano ya market ema problem mba give Lands Commission the resource. Land Commission ko okra rebe. I was in Ghana last week. I went to all Meko Eastern region. Land Commission or Ukra time. I came to Greater Accra. I came to Volta region. They don't have anything. They don't have anything. They are sitting there, and then some foolish people like Goro boys come in there. Now Goro boy aba okuta $10,000. Why not mean convincing or lands commission? Boga biaba, politician biaba okuta $20,000. Why not on to mean convincing or lands commission for your land document to be changed? The lands commission should be resourced. It should be autonomous. Let us give them enough. Sikana yem famo muniti na yensa se yebre. Because your uncle for system ni mwa omo manipulating lands commission. Obu ha o nkwara 5 wo system nim. Omo yedwuma lands commission. Nkwara 5 no otumima obia 1,000 Ghana a week. Omo obia 2,000 Ghana a week. The person nkwara ni ye bia no the data part or department of lands commission. The young people will go in there, they will change the system, they will change the document, they will change the date, and it will belong overnight. That is what is happening. The security of this nation, Masa, Mamu miyanti to nyoma sisa, enya nyoma easy sa. Enti, we will have time to discuss land commission issues. But I'll plead with the president. It's about time. Issues with land commission are supposed to be dealt with by land commission. Mr. President, it's important you call all the regional commissioners and call the leader of land commission, sit with them as the president and question them. Why do we still keep getting all these land litigations? Why are people shooting people? Why are thugs taking over our land? The land commission is ill-resourced. Give them money.